I have 3 days to totally renovate a 2018 Ford Police Interceptor Utility. Join me in this race against time to build a replacement vehicle for Patrol 001, while pushing the limits of time and budget to create the ultimate replacement patrol vehicle. Will we beat the clock and hit the streets in time, or will the consequences be dire to our company and the clients? The pressure is on and the clock is ticking. This car is in rough shape and we're faced with a laundry list of essential upgrades. From paint corrections to mechanical fixes and the addition of crucial features like a center console and lighting. Join me on this nicotine-fueled journey as we tackle each obstacle head-on, all while sharing valuable tips and insights for those looking to start their own patrol vehicle builds. But before we get into day zero, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me give you a quick background on why we are so pressed for time. A little while ago, Patrol Vehicle 001 was involved in an accident. The drivers of both vehicles were safe and uninjured, thankfully. This is not the case for Patrol 001. Our insurance company totaled the vehicle and we were unable to utilize 001 for our nightly patrols in Phoenix. We made do with what we had at our disposal, but business kept going and clients kept hiring us, which is great news. But it posed a challenge for the existing fleet and the existing patrol officers to maintain. We went and sourced new vehicles recently, and I just took delivery of one of these vehicles right as my business partner was working with a new client. The result of this situation is that we needed a car very soon for the new patrol pattern. Lieutenant Cruz and myself head to a local dealership that we have done business with before. DTOT Deuce Motors always seems to have what I need and when I need it. They aren't a sponsor, but I'm glad to do business with them.
DTOT Deuce sells a lot of really nice cars. They have everything from interceptors to just utility trucks to nice sedans. If you're looking for a used car that's in a good price range, or if you're looking for something more utilitarian to do security duties, this is a great place to come and buy those items. I'm not sponsored by DTOT Deuce. I just really like doing business with them.
We already negotiated the deal prior to this, so all we had to do was some paperwork and pick up the vehicle. We got a total of 3 vehicles, but right now we're only talking about the car that would become Patrol 005. We also picked up some center consoles and a couple of push bumpers to help out with our build process. After we got done loading all these into the F-150, we convoyed all 3 vehicles back to the office, and unfortunately we only recorded the Silver Explorer on the way to the HQ. Something that's probably good to mention is this is one of our first opportunities to see if a car is going to have mechanical issues for us moving forward on patrol.
All right, guys, so here's a quick overview of some of the things that we're going to fix on this car, as well as some of the plans for it. We do have to do things like the fascia and the bumper. These have been backed into. But we've also got some smaller stuff like paint. Like there's some scuffs up here on this paint. I'm not really sure how that got there or what it was, but we'll take care of that. This being the replacement for 001, a lot of the equipment from 001 is actually going to go into this vehicle, including the spotlights, which we have spotlights, but no illuminating areas for those spotlights. We need the bulbs and the lenses and stuff in there. There's some stuff, small little like vinyl and stuff that needs to get peeled off still. It does need a center console, and the interior needs some of the trim pieces need to be glued back down. There's some denting. These back doors have no panels in them right now, so we need to put those panels in. And we actually do have those panels right over there. If you see, boom, perfect. So those are going to go in. One thing that's kind of nice is they did leave behind these Code 3 I forget what these were called, the moldings for the lights. And we do have lights that fit these perfectly, so we'll be able to reuse some of the existing components. It will be a little bit different than 001, but it will be a functioning patrol car here soon.
And with all that being said, we got to work right away, buffing the paint, cleaning up vinyl, and just in general making the appearance of this car more professional. We had almost no time left because we're already most of the way through day 1. Before we go to day 2, I want to show you why it's so important that we use polish on these cars. The door on the right is unpolished and the door on the left is polished. It makes such a huge difference on the impact of these vehicles. This car is 002 and it's been in the fleet for a long time. It definitely needed some polish. Day 2 started out great. We picked up the decals from Decal Monkey and started applying those. Every car that we have in our fleet has Velcro Protection Agency on the left, right, and back, as well as badging and private patrol, and then the bumper number of the vehicle. One thing to keep in mind when applying these types of decals is that you really want to make sure the decal is perfectly on there the first time. You can't really peel them off and re-stick them, otherwise they won't stay on there for very long. You might notice that I'm taking my time and pushing down on every single sticker individually, making sure there's no air bubbles, and I'm just making sure they're lined up perfectly because I really don't want to go buy more decals and delay this project. We are on a time limit after all. In case you're curious, we've actually had really good luck with this type of vinyl, and the oldest car that we have still has its original vinyl on it. We've not had to replace it or do any kind of touch up on any of the vinyl. Here you can see us installing the center console, which took a little bit of effort. It has a bunch of different mounting points which are hard to get to, but once that was in, I was able to run most of the control module stuff, the radio, the PA system, things like that. You do see me taking a little bit of a video right here. That video will be found in the tutorial version of this video, so if you have any questions on how to do this type of wiring, I will have a video on that out later. We also just in general test fitted some lights and started running wiring and running power and stuff like that. Unfortunately, this is all the progress we made today because disaster struck.
Emotional damage.
Yep, that's right. I had to stop what I was doing and go rescue Patrol 8 because he crashed Patrol 8. You know, while we were trying to replace Patrol 001, now we're losing Patrol 8. This sucks. I guess it's a good thing your boy was looking at cars today, huh? With a little less than 30 hours left on the clock, I had to hurry to get this car done. I stayed at the office all night working to make sure that this car could go out on time. Unfortunately, with the time crunch, I did not have time to put all the lights that we were hoping to put in this car. So, I settled for the minimum amount of lights to make this car safe and usable for patrol, and we'll come back to all the other things later on. This is also the reason why I don't have all the tutorial footage for this car for you guys, because most of the tutorial footage was going to be wiring and where to draw power from and things like that. Lucky for me, working all night is not new. You know, we do that a lot as security guards. In this case, this is something that I kind of do on the part-time for enjoyment purposes anyways, so this was light work for me. When we get started on the next Explorer, I promise I'll do more tutorial type content, and if you guys have anything specific that you guys want to learn how to do, please let me know in the comments of this video so that I can make sure to film that with the next Explorer. One thing to keep in mind while doing builds like this is wire management and keeping those wires concealed behind trim or parts of the car that will protect those wires from users. They'll also protect them from things in the cargo area, things like that. If any of those wires ground out, it will potentially mess up your light system, and in some cases it may even blow fuses or destroy your boxes. And that red box I was just playing with is the main power, and we want that covered up for sure. We also need to make sure that we're replacing any of the body parts that we're taking off. So in this case, I needed to remove the spoiler so that I could push the lights and their wires through the molds for the Code 3 light molds. And again, I'm just doing some wire management right here and putting trim pieces back where they were to protect these wires from wear and tear. So what do you think? Do you think we made it? In fact, we did make it. We did get the car out in time for patrol, and it was not only the replacement for 001, but it also served as a replacement for 008. Although the time hack was hard to meet, and we had some challenges along the way, including Patrol 008 being wrecked, I am proud to announce that 005 is officially in Valkyrie Protected Agency's fleet. Patrol 005 launched on its maiden voyage the same night that I finished working. That night was quite a long night, and I did finish around 7 o'clock a.m. or so. Went home, took a nap, came back to watch it leave on its first trip out on patrol. I will admit that there is still more work that I want to do to this car. It is not complete, but for the current situation with the company, it does need to be on the road until I can get the other car up and running and outfitted so that we have another spare vehicle again. That being said, we definitely have another video for 005 coming soon where we show off its finishing touches, and we have the next Explorer that we need to upfit, and we will have a video on that. If you liked this video, please drop a like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, that's okay too. Leave a dislike and tell me in the comments what it was that I could be doing better. And last but not least, if you guys are enjoying my content, I highly recommend checking out the video that should be appearing right about now on your screen. Thanks and have a great day. Be safe, guys.